At 3:11 p.m. on May 22nd, 1960, the most powerful earthquake ever recorded begins. The ground tears apart, measuring 9.5 on the Richter scale. The Valdivia earthquake becomes the largest ever recorded in history. Buildings collapse instantly. Roads split open. Entire neighborhoods are obliterated in seconds. People run, scream, search for safety. But just as they reached high ground, they witnessed something horrifying. Water on the coast begins to recede. Moments later, an 80-foot-high tsunami crashes into the city, destroying buildings and infrastructure. People run, but only some of them make it. What caused this? Beneath the surface, tectonic plates are constantly moving and shifting. In 1960, the Nazca Plate was forced under the South American plates in a process called subduction. The pressure built up over time until it was suddenly released in a massive burst of energy. This caused seismic waves to travel through the crust, shaking the earth. At the same time, the shock waves from the rupture traveled through the water, moving at incredibly fast speeds until it reached the coast, where it slowed down and used the energy to become even taller. Then, when the tsunami reached its highest point, it crashed down onto land, destroying everything in its path. Then, when the water receded, it pulled everything along with it, causing massive casualties. In the following hours, southern Chile was in chaos. Thousands were injured, many were trapped under buildings, calling for help, or swept into the ocean. People went back to the places that used to be their homes, trying to salvage anything they could. Basic resources ran low quickly. Clean water was limited, food was scarce, and all the hospitals were packed, filled with those who were injured in the incident. With transportation and communication down, trade completely stopped. The local economy completely froze. Many businesses were destroyed in mere instants. The environment was also damaged. Landslides reshaped the earth, all while people were staggering from the aftershocks of the earthquake. But the damage didn't stop in Chile. The tsunami crossed the Pacific Ocean, destroying cities in Japan, the west coasts of the US, and Hawaii, which were all thousands of kilometers away. Even long after the initial shake, the effects were still devastating. Over 58,000 homes were destroyed, leaving almost 2 million homeless. 3,000 people were severely injured, and over 1,600 were reported dead or missing. The combined damage of this disaster was a total of about $675.5 million, which in today's currency is more than $7.2 billion. The aftershocks continued for weeks, reminding everyone of the recent disaster. As a witness describes, my desk and everything else in the room was violently shaking. I reached the front door, and as soon as I opened it, I realized that it was a bad idea. Chunks of plaster were falling from the ceiling onto the marble stairway. Clouds of dust were swirling upwards. The scene outside was chaotic. Vehicles had stopped. Traffic lights and lampposts swung wildly. People were screaming as they vacated homes and businesses. Cracks were forming on the roadway. This testimony illustrates the fear and terror as the witness watches the havoc that the earthquake is wreaking on her city. However, just like a phoenix, new hope rose from the ashes of this earthquake. In 1965, the Pacific Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System was established to detect and warn against future tsunamis. Today, countries work together to provide early warnings, giving people time to escape. The 1960 Valdivia earthquake is still a powerful reminder of the Earth's force, but with enough preparation, we can face it much better.